Hey everybody, hey, welcome back to the 53206 cast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Meg.
And Meg, this is a podcast. Meg, we haven't done a podcast right after we got this event in a while.
I know, I'm drinking
Probably
a cup
since,
of coffee.
The summer.
Yeah.
I got a monster going. I'm ready to go.
I feel like I'm excited to have this cup of coffee in hand. It's just it's Christmas time. It's a cup of coffee. You know, it's great. Yeah.
Do you want to give a quick rundown while you're in between mid gulps of coffee?
Yeah.
Do you want to give a quick rundown of what the event was today?
Yeah.
We got this.
It was incredible. I feel like, it was a wonderful event. So the event today at We Got This Community Garden was a coat giveaway and a holiday shop. And the coat giveaway, we worked with a ton of wonderful small businesses, some big businesses all over Milwaukee County where people could donate coats to this coat drive. And then a lot of people gave like really nice, like some people gave new coats, new hats, new mittens, and just a lot of really nice coats that people could come and, just take, boots, all the winter gear. So that was kind of going on at the same time as the holiday shop. And so the holiday shop was a time for kids to come and pick out a gift for a loved one. And so we had our student leaders, they set up everything inside the hoop house. We had a wonderful organization, Shorewood. I hope I don't get this wrong, but Shorewood Community Network.
Okay.
They set up, I think, 5 different locations so people could donate things for this holiday shop. And so we had a ton of really nice stuff, anywhere from scarves and baking items, bath and body work stuff, and then like toys and stuff too, so people could get stuff for their mom. Or it was cute, one of the kids that I was helping, he was like, I want to get this for my Mima. And so it was funny because he was...
Is that like a grandma?
He was little. And so like I like put all the stuff in the bag, and then like, I kind of took him back to the person who brought him. And I was like, this is for Mima. And she's like, that's me.
Oh, okay.
And so it was cute. So yeah, kids could come and they could just pick out something for their loved one. And I thought it all went great.
Yeah. It's always fun. One of the things that I always appreciate, and I appreciate this about We Got This in general, is the concept of ever expanding the we in We Got This.
Yeah.
So I know some of the businesses that were involved in the coat drive were newer.
Yeah.
To the we don't really have like a network of business, but they're just businesses or organizations that haven't been a part of something that has been done with We Got This, at least in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. All in all, it was a really great event. I think one of the highlights was our student leaders. Just, they just are incredible. They set everything up. They, we got a game plan, and they basically ran the event. And that was it's always wonderful to give kids and teenagers more responsibility, and then just see them take it and just go with it. And I thought they all just did a great job, and it was awesome. Yeah.
One of the buckets, I don't know where I heard that organizations should have like these different pillars or buckets. Yeah. It's not, I didn't make it up. Somebody told it to me. But one of the buckets is empowering young people. Mm-hmm. And I know that you can't just sit somebody down and say, here, you are empowered.
Yeah.
You have to give them a task and responsibility. And so, I don't know, there was maybe 8 or 9 of the student leaders in the hoop house area. And when I was like the bouncer.
Yeah.
For the hoop house, which is great because I don't mind telling people no, but then also reading the room and being like, okay, this is fine.
Yeah.
So they they would take a child into the hoop house and then shop with them, and then when they were done, they would bring the kid out, right? And then I would swap them back and forth. It was really funny because there was one guy, he's kind of a funny guy, but for whatever reason, like 4 or 5 people in a row told me how great he was.
Oh.
To the point where I'm like, wait a minute, are you just telling?
Yeah. Did he tell you to tell them?
I still don't totally know if that's what was going on or if he was just so great.
Yeah.
that.
Oh, that's neat.
But whatever. But yeah, that was super cool. Yeah, because you can't empower somebody without giving them power.
Yeah.
And then helping them use that power for good.
Yeah.
Or use it in a productive way.
Yeah. Another one of my favorite parts was there's a young woman that I've worked with her for the last 4 years, and I was like, okay, do you want to be in the hoop house or do you want to help with coats? And she said, where do you need me more? And I was like, oh my gosh, like, thank you. Like that, no kid ever says, where
Sure.
do you want me more? I assumed she would want to be helping in the hoop house and, with all the toys and stuff, not giving out coats. But she helped with, I said I would need you more with coats, and she helped with coats. And
great.
It was great. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, there's very little left.
Yes.
Over, so which is fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, that's always the goal, right?
Yeah.
Is you try to accumulate as much as you can,
Yeah.
and then give it away thoughtfully.
Yes.
To meet the needs of or the mission of what you're attempting to do. And I think overall the pile's pretty small, so that was good.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was wonderful too. We had a few new volunteers, and just wonderful. It was wonderful to have them. One of the volunteers, she cares for some of the kids, and so it was fun to have her. She was like, you guys do so much for the community. She's like, I want to give back, and so that was wonderful to have her help out.
Expand the we. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really it was a really great day. Yeah.
Yeah, was there anything, I know you had, you came up to me and said, we're doing a podcast, and I have this list of things I want to talk about. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about with that?
Well, I think it was interesting, because I kind of asked the teens at the end, I feel like being a volleyball coach, I'm always like, give me 3 things we did right and then 2 things we need to work on. And so I basically said that to the teens at the end of the event. I was like, what worked well and what didn't. And, they kind of were like, there were some people who, who just kept saying, no, kid, take this thing and take this thing. And it's interesting being a part of a nonprofit that gives stuff away to people who have very little margin. And so there's always just such a line. And with the teens saying it, like, they noticed, there's people who were, basically like greedy and ungrateful, like, is, with what they were describing. And, I said, you guys, if we err on the side of being too generous, like, that's okay. We don't want to do that to every person, but if we're a little bit too generous with somebody, that's okay. But I think, again, living in a community for the last 20 years where people have so little, I still struggle with seeing people, just want to take everything. But then I also, I see how when people have nothing, they need stuff. And,
right.
And so I think it's like, I think a lot of times, like, this conversation doesn't happen around the issue of social justice, where you see something that's happening and you think, like, why is this person ungrateful, or why are they being greedy? Or you see that, and as a person who I feel like I've seen this, I've dealt with it, I've like toyed with it in my mind for a lot of times. I still have a problem with seeing that, and for not judging people. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about that for a minute. See what you thought. Yeah,
I do have some thoughts on it. I think what you're describing is scarcity.
Yeah.
It's the scarcity mindset. Yeah, maybe scarcity mindset. I don't. I'm sure that has some connotations that I don't totally know of off the top of my head, so maybe I don't want to say scarcity mindset, but the basic premise of any kind of giveaway like that is you try to partner with people who have an abundance, and then you try to funnel that abundance towards an area where there's scarcity. And I'm usually pretty careful about not creating, like when we do the back to school giveaway. It's set up in a way that attempts to eliminate the scarcity. Everybody gets the same amount of tickets, and then they can go buy their thing. And the reason why we do it, one, is because it keeps it organized, but then it also it's not a scarcity issue. Everybody has, but in this particular instance, this event is, or any kind of giveaway, you get something for free.
Mm-hmm.
There's a scarcity to it, right? Like when it's gone, it's gone,
Yeah.
and I want to get it, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
here. I think what you were saying was pretty smart though. Like it's if you are coming from a background where you haven't experienced a lot of scarcity,
Mm-hmm.
scarcity will manifest itself in ways in people that you may not find particularly attractive.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have those same feelings, and you
Mm-hmm.
haven't been in a situation where like this makes a difference
Yeah.
to you, and it probably makes a much larger difference to the individual receiving than it does to the person that was giving,
Mm-hmm.
or any of that.
Yeah.
And I think that's sort of like one of the things that we talk about quite a bit on the podcast is trying to help somebody understand what it might be like to live in an area of concentrated poverty,
Yeah.
and concentrated poverty in areas like that, there's scarcity.
Yeah.
There's only a certain number of seats for the quote unquote good schools. There's only so much public funds and services that can go around. That's why the lights don't work sometimes, right? Because there's only 20 people that fix streetlights, and they're going to go to whatever spot, and all those things look like and manifest themselves in a way like you're constantly trying to battle to get this thing that is offered to you. And and you learn, if I've seen it, kids in school, and just living in the neighborhood for 20 years, like you see that if there is this thing and it's available, you have to, in sometimes not literally fight, but you have to be aggressive in acquiring the thing that is available, because you're coming from a frame of reference that where scarcity is all around you.
Yeah. Scarcity is abundant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, those types of things, knowing that in the back of my head, it doesn't bother me, because I understand. Okay, Meg, you and I both work full time. We clearly have enough time in our day, sort of, to run a nonprofit and do the other things that we're doing. So we aren't in a position where we're really anything is time probably is our biggest scarcity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Resources really aren't. And the scarcity in time is it's we self-inflicted. We do it to ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that again, just living in a place where scarcity is all around, it doesn't surprise me that you will see the manifestation of scarcity come out in an event like that, and that it's not particularly an attractive
It's
thing.
not. Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm to the point where it doesn't really bother me. I understand. I understand why those emotions or actions would come out.
And I think you're right, and that's something I still do struggle with. I see that scarcity mindset, and I think, why aren't you more grateful? And I have to remind myself, like, Meg, you've never been in that situation. Like, how are you to judge? And so I think I just want to remind our listeners, like, if it's still hard for me, like, it's okay if it's still hard for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I think it's just something like it's an ongoing thing of you need to just keep relearning and keep digging into the whys, and why does this bother me? Oh, it's because I've never been in that situation. Well, maybe I shouldn't judge then. Maybe I should, dig deeper into why is this happening, and why is there such a big gap? Or I think what I want to say to the listeners is it's like a bigger, it's a hard thing it's a hard nut to crack.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. I mean, this isn't the example that took place today, but say there's 100 jugs of laundry detergent, and you have gone weeks without having laundry detergent.
Yeah.
And you see that there are available 100 jugs of laundry detergent.
Yeah.
Well, you have a very visceral understanding of what it's like to not have laundry detergent. And so when there's 100 of them available, it would be, I think, pretty natural to not want to take one.
Yeah.
You would want to take as many laundry
Yeah.
detergents as you can carry, because those laundry detergents are a scarce resource for you, and that scarce resource is sitting in abundance right in front of you. And so, as much as you can acquire that would, keep you from having those feelings of I can't buy, laundry detergent or whatever the thing is, right? Yeah, scarcity is a tricky thing. Like we do use scarcity quite a bit at We Got This, in terms of setting the culture for how kids are supposed to interact with each other and with the adults.
Which was played out so well today in the Hoop House. So at the very end, all of the student leaders were, just kind of hanging out, and we were talking, like what worked well, what didn't. And there was one other kid who he was not a student leader, and he's younger, and he swore. And all of them were like, strike one. Like all of them yelled at him, and it was like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so great. And then he swore again, and they're like, get out of the Hoop House. They're like, you're getting kicked out. Like they were all over it, which was just like, that's one of the rules, you can't swear.
Yeah, I on Saturdays I probably swear more than the kids do, but the thought behind that is like you can't say and do whatever you want, and to teach that kind of lesson. And it's good that the kids that student leaders take that to heart. I definitely have heard them say some things.
Oh, sure.
Say,
But they don't do it around other kids, and they do a really good job being a good leader. Like So
well, and that that group, even just the name student leader, you're developing into your leadership qualities, and so it would be silly to expect you to be perfect all of the time. But the kids did a great job. Big line. Yeah. Big line. And I'm not, I don't know why I'm not like super into I guess I can just be honest. I'm not like super into I like the summer work time more than I like a holiday giveaway. Yeah. But it was really great to see the crew again. Yeah. And Meg, I went out to the line because there was a line because the kids know now.
They do. Up. I know. And did you notice who was at the front of the line?
Yeah,
the
same
guys.
kids.
I loved that. Yeah.
Same guys were at the front of the line that would get there at 5:30 in the morning on a Saturday.
Oh, I love that.
They so they know what to do, but I asked, how many of the people in the line had been, We Got This, and I was a little surprised to see that it wasn't as many as, and so throughout the time, when
you were just sitting there talking with kids, I
interfaced with every young person in the line at one point, and reminded them about the summer program, and which is probably going to come back to bite us because now there's going to be 200 kids standing in line. Yeah, but the general concept behind We Got This, that you as a 14-year-old, you can make a contribution to your neighborhood, and that contribution has a set value to it. The value is $20 or $40 if you're a student leader, or $10 if you're a little kid. But that contribution has value, and then the greater community, the greater Milwaukee community says, yeah, we also find value in that, and we'll be happy to take out of our abundance and help provide somebody that might be living in a little bit of scarcity to have a little bit less scarcity. Yeah, it was great.
It was a great day.
I know you in particular. That's kind of your thing, and you kind of organize a lot of that. But a lot of great volunteers. Yeah, a lot of great volunteers. And if you're a listener and you think, okay, well, I kind of would like to volunteer. Yeah. It's a pretty solid group of people, but it's not the type of group that you couldn't just jump into. Yeah. So like you said, we had a couple new. Yeah. One of like our new favorite volunteers. He's been coming for a little bit, and he was like, hey, I'm not going to be around for the next few months, and I was like, we don't really have anything, so come when we start up in spring. Yeah. So yeah. But anybody can be the We Got This, and there isn't anything special or unique about We Got This. It's just we try to help people again, I guess, with abundance, help individuals that are living in a little bit of scarcity, to help kind of meet somewhere maybe in the middle, at least for a couple of Saturdays in the summer. So Meg.
That seemed like you just plugged. If you wanted to volunteer, you could just email contact@wegotThisMKE.com, and we'll get you hooked up.
Yeah, because we're always trying to expand the we. The news came, and I had about 45 seconds to talk to the news person. I think she got the point, and we kind of made it quick. But yeah, anybody anywhere can help a disadvantaged community, and ours is a disadvantaged community. And I think that's a pretty ubiquitous concept, and I think most people would agree with that. So anybody that wants to be a part of it, we can try to plug in and find a spot. If you are interested in volunteering, you can reach out at contact@wegotThisMKE.com, or you can reach out on Facebook. Facebook seems like an easy place. Yeah. You're always talking about Facebook this, Facebook that.
We get a lot of people who donate through Facebook. It's great.
I know.
Facebook is awesome for getting a message out.
It is.
To a lot of people.
It is.
Yeah, I feel like We Got This almost has 10,000 followers. So
all right.
Creeping up.
We should do something to celebrate when it gets to 10,000.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Probably won't. All right, Meg, you got anything else before we go?
No, that's it.
All right, well, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.